Now in more news, the first American spaceship to the moon since the Apollo era is probably lying sideways following its dramatic landing, even as ground controllers work to download data and surface photos from the uncrewed robot. The private company Intuitive Machines initially believed its 6-footed lander Odysseus was upright after touchdown, but the CEO said that the craft caught a foot in the surface, falling onto its side and quite possibly leaning against a rock. He said it may have snapped a leg.
We think we came down with, like I said, about 6 miles an hour this way and about 2 miles an hour this way, and caught a foot in the surface, and the lander has tipped like this. And we believe this is the orientation of the lander on the moon. We're getting sun moving this way around the lander, so the solar arrays are being powered.
Now, Odysseus, the first U.S. lander in more than 50 years, is thought to be within a few kilometers of its intended landing site near a crater less than 300 kilometers from the South Pole. Now, the Odysseus mission was sponsored in large part by NASA, whose experiments were on board. NASA paid $118 million for the delivery under a program that was meant to jumpstart the lunar economy. The landing on the moon is an important moment not just for the commercial exploitation of space, but for the U.S. space program in general. NASA plans to send the astronauts to the South Polar region in the next several years to look for possible ice deposits while establishing a long-term presence on the moon.
Intuitive Machines, though, however, in doing a soft touchdown on the moon has provided the first real evidence that this is possible to do. It's possible with today's technology, with dedicated engineering and appropriate financial management, to have a private company actually design a spacecraft, develop a mission, buy a rocket, and fly all the way to the moon and soft land on the surface of the moon. Not just in an area where we landed earlier, decades ago, near the equator with the Apollo missions, but in the unusual territory at the South Pole, which is the focus of our future human Artemis missions. This is a gigantic accomplishment.